But I wanted to go in further. The stack has changed a lot since. The P3 stack is its own big viral thing. I've seen dozens of other creators making tutorials of their own. But I wanted something official, and I put a lot of effort in for this. So we're going to build a full, ground up clone of Twitter from scratch with one catch. You can only post emojis. About a year and a half ago, I made my About a year and a half ago, I made my About a year and a half ago, I made my About a year and a half ago, I made my
Halo, halo. Woi, sing nonton nih. Halo. Ono sing nonton ah? Oh, urung tuh. Tuh, kok ono sing nonton?
Hey, what's going on everybody? It's ETA Prime back here again. Today we're going to be taking a look at an awesome little Ryzen 7000 series powered mini PC from Minisforum. Now this is actually a special edition, and originally it was only going to go on sale in Japan, but since the release they've actually brought it over to the US. This is the Sakura, or otherwise known as Cherry Blossom over here in the States, Special Edition UM773. And as soon as I saw this, I knew I had to get my hands on it. We're actually working with a really powerful little Ryzen 7000 series APU. We've got RDNA 2 graphics, 8 cores, 16 threads, and a boost clock up to 4.75 gigahertz. And I can guarantee you, it's going to be the most powerful pink mini PC that you've seen today. I personally think it looks absolutely amazing, and originally I thought this was just kind of a little vinyl on the top, but the whole unit itself is pink, and it seems like this was painted on. It's got texture to it, and it could be a textured vinyl, but either way, I think this thing looks absolutely amazing. And inside of the box, we're also going to get a color matching stand. So we've got that pink stand, and you can set this up in a vertical orientation or horizontal. It's really up to you. We've also got some replacement non-slip feet, also matching the color. It will support a 2.5-inch drive in the bottom of the unit, so we have our adapter, a VESA mount, and our 120-watt power supply. They also include an HDMI cable in case you don't have an extra laying around. When it comes to I/O, up front here, we've got a 3.5mm audio jack and 2 USB Type-C ports. We've got one USB 4, which does use 40 gig protocol. It will support an eGPU, and the other Type-C port up front here only supports data. But moving around back, we've got 2.5 gigabit Ethernet, 2 full-size USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports, 2 full-size HDMI ports, and 2 USB 2.0 ports. Taking a quick look inside, we can easily upgrade the RAM and the NVMe SSD. This uses SODIMM DDR5, and with this one I've got 16 gigabytes running at 4800 megahertz in dual channel, and a PCIe 4.0 NVMe SSD. And one thing I noticed here is we've got an upgraded M.2 cooler. Not exactly sure if every single one of the UM773s is going to have this, but it's nice to see a little change up. So like I mentioned, this is powered by a Ryzen 7000 series APU. So we've got the Ryzen 7 77035HS. It's based on Zen 3 Plus. We've got 8 cores, 16 threads, base clock of 3.2 gigahertz, and a boost up to 4.75. Graphics are handled by a Radeon 680M iGPU. This is based on RDNA 2. It's got 12 compute units and a clock up to 2200 megahertz. This unit supports up to 64 gigabytes of SODIMM DDR5 running at 4800 megahertz. It supports one PCIe 4.0 M.2 SSD, plus we've got room in the bottom for a 2.5-inch drive. We've also got Wi-Fi 6 here, along with that 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port around back, and I'm going to be running Windows 11. Now when it comes down to it, they're offering a few different variants. You can pick this up bare bones, or you can opt to already have 32 gigabytes of DDR5 pre-installed and a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD. So I've been up and running for a little while now. I've got all of the drivers updated. Everything's really smooth here, very snappy. I'm using the built-in Wi-Fi 6 right now to browse the web.